you're talking about collaboration, and you brought some things with you. Tell me about your collaboration.
Yes, we decided, it all stemmed from really, we were at a conference for special ed and how to better service them. And so our conversation turned into what can we do? What we do for them is going to be great for our ESL kids, for the regular kids, for all kids. So we wanted to be more proactive instead of reactive to their learning. So we thought we need to collaborate better. So that way, if you don't have the support in your room, you're prepared for those kids on all levels. So we kind of came up with a plan to meet and think ahead of time, what do we need to do that would help our SPED kids, help our ESL kids, just good teaching practices. So we came up with a form on sitting about once a month. We meet together and
so you're saying, because one of the challenges is how do I get the special ed teacher into the collaboration?
yes.
So you're saying that once a month you do what you're about to show me? Or-
Yes.
Okay.
And the classroom teacher,
Uh-huh.
a special ed teacher
Uh-huh.
or assistant who's
Okay.
in your room, our ESL teacher,
Okay.
ESL assistants, anybody who works with your kids in
Okay.
any capacity.
Now, when is this during the school day that we're meeting, or after school, or?
We have on Fridays, we
Uh-huh.
kind of have our Focus Friday time.
Okay.
So kids can refocus on work they need to do, and then they have some extra time.
Okay.
And so Miss Altman covers a class, so we can all meet together.
So she's covering your class so that y'all will be able to meet together on this?
Right.
Okay.
And then it's a forum that we have on Google that we go in and talk about those key points, try to head off those misconceptions they might have. Vocabulary, that could be a struggle. We identify students in every class that we want to focus on. It could be a diagram we want to pull together to have ahead of time. So those are things that we know will help certain students or all students. What else do we hit on that? Even pictures, pulling in pictures and images.
Could I see the form?
Sure. There's one for reading, nonfiction. There's a science one.
So we're trying to cover, during this one meeting a month, we're trying to cover several different subjects.
Well,
At the time.
on my meeting, it would just be science.
Okay.
And so they meet with the math teacher on a different Friday and the reading teacher on another Friday.
Oh, okay.
So we
Okay.
get 45 minutes to.
Oh, so the special ed teacher is doing this every Friday, basically to be able to get all the, like at fifth grade, to be able to get to the science teacher one week, and then the very next week they might be meeting with the reading
the math
teacher,
teacher.
and then the reading
Yes.
teacher the next week like this. Okay.
Well, my special ed support is a special ed assistant,
Mm-hmm.
Mrs. Darnell, because she's in my classroom all the time.
Okay.
So we meet together for science.
Okay.
And then Miss Nelson will
And so
meet
the
with
the
math.
biggest reason you were doing this is just so we're all on the same page ahead of time. We're being proactive rather than reactive about it.
Yes.
So that when these people are in your room helping the kids, that we've talked about it up front.
Right.
This is
It's not
vocabulary.
a come
This is-
in and what are
uh-huh.
we doing today?
Exactly.
It's I know exactly what we're doing
Right.
and here's how we're gonna to teach it from every direction we can.
So as a fifth grade teacher, your collaboration, you have regular collaboration with your fifth grade teachers, that's weekly or,
Yes,
or
every
anything,
week.
but this is an added thing that your principal has put in
Yes.
so that special ed
This
people
is
can
an
come up there.
extra, another
Okay.
time added in for us to work together.
And talk about this, like empowering the assistants.
Oh, I think it really makes a big difference with the assistants because they know ahead of time
What to do.
what to do and what we're thinking about and working on. Plus, they have some great ideas.
Mhm.
They, like, we were working on circuits and metals, and it was our ESL teacher who thought of maybe we need to make a list of metals for the kids because they see it's by name instead of just the word metal. And so they're asking, well, what's aluminum instead of knowing that's a metal? So she had a great idea of what we can do ahead of time to help with vocabulary.
Okay.
So that came from our planning time. So when it came time to teach it, we had that ready to go for them.
So you're covering their class at this point. I mean,
And
you're going in,
use-
how long are you giving them for this?
We do 2 blocks on Friday afternoons. So because we do all grade levels, well, 2nd through 5th all have a time to
Okay.
meet. So I pull assistants that aren't part of the planning for that particular grade or
Okay.
content area. I use them to go in and cover because I might need a special ed teacher, I might need a couple of assistants, I might need the ESL teacher, I might need an ESL assistant. And as Ms. Morales said, we want everyone who's going to be working with those
Right.
children
Right.
to be a part of the planning.
So what do you have the kids doing while you're in there?
Because we chose Friday afternoon because that's the day when we could see working this planning in without taking away from core instruction. We've begun using the end of Fridays as a time to maybe reteach from Friday morning assessments, just address problems that individual or small groups of
Okay.
students might be having. While teachers are pulling little groups on Fridays, other students have an opportunity to build Legos, to put together a puzzle, to learn how to fold paper into an origami something, to create things. We think there's tremendous value in that for the kids because they have so little of that opportunity at home, and we do want them to work collaboratively and think creatively. So the kids are participating in activities like that, while a teacher might be pulling a group, and then I'm pulling teachers to meet in this special collaboration.
Okay, now knowing fifth grade science teachers, and I'm scared of you, because I know fifth
Yeah.
grade science, because I know your intensity, because I know what,
Exactly.
tell me how you balanced, I know this is basically once a month, but you are giving up some instructional time to do this. So are you saying that the ends justifies the means on this?
Yes, I think so. I think being able to meet and talk about it, if we're better prepared, then our class time goes smoother.
Okay.
So I know, I'm already thinking, I know they have trouble with this and this and this. So if I'm prepared for those troubles, then I'm not troubleshooting during, if kind of spinning my wheels during class thinking, oh, I should have thought of this, should have thought of that. We've already thought of it. So that time on Friday, and especially since we have some of that built in, so they are having some extension time or refocus time, that it gives us, it's well worth the time to be able to be better, more effective teacher during the regular
Okay,
classroom time.
okay. That was,
That's it.
so you have that, collaboration forum in Google.
Exactly.
Okay.
And we decided we wanted one form that was the same for all grade levels and all content areas
Okay.
so that everyone would be familiar with the form and comfortable with the form. So the form basically goes through the big idea they're teaching,
Okay.
what are the key concepts. The teacher always has this in their head, but this way the assistant or the special ed teacher knows these are the things every student has to know about this. They put in vocabulary words, they'll include images sometimes, the definition they want the kids to
So
have.
y'all created that form?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And then other relevant information. One of the things in this, especially in fifth grade science, maybe the reason a student doesn't understand something is because of their misconceptions. So in this box, it's other relevant information or ways to head off a misunderstanding. Any extra special materials that are needed, like she was talking about, we might create a particular graphic or have something like that they're using, and then students to focus on. So in each class, they'll pick the students that they need to focus on. Here they include information like oral administration. So the person working with that child, everybody working with that child knows this is a child we read everything to. Or it might say, use Google Images to show a picture. So we know it's a student with very limited vocabulary, and we need to do something specific to build that background knowledge, that schema. So they'll list specific kids. And then the completed form is in Google so that if somebody's not able to be a part of the collaboration or they need to pull it up, whatever, it's there, and everybody can use that.
Okay.